Good afternoon, everyone. And today's AI Daily Read, we have Kapafi urges school to ditch AI homework detection. So, former OpenAI's researcher Andrej Kapafi just urged educators to abandon efforts to catch AI generated homework, arguing detection tools are broken and that grading needs to shift back into the classroom in the AI age. So, with this, I generally believe that first of all, AI should be implemented into schools, definitely. However, it is a double-edged sword because obviously uh, you'll have the young students making AI basically do its homework, so it's counterproductive because obviously you want them to learn. And when I mean learn, I want them to learn basically the terminologies, how to use it ethically, how they can then use it to better themselves, how to equip themselves in the future, how they can obviously just make it the creative ways as well. And I think AI does have like a kind of a nice way in the creative. For example, 11 Labs just come into mind. If you have a student that just wants to, you know, learn about different like sound effects, if they're quite creative, and especially if they're like using Leonardo or you know like other creative AI platforms, then I think it's really good. Like even like Suno, even though Suno's quite debatable because obviously it's ethical use of all the data and kind of using other people's music. But then even I use Suno just for my creative outlet, just to kind of just like it's more like a hobby for me now. I'll just like, oh, if I'm feeling some type of way, I'll just prompt in a song. Yeah. So I generally think the AI homework detection is to ditch it. I don't think it makes it. I think young people always find a way no matter what. So yeah, it wouldn't even. Yeah, it's just kind of a thing that yeah, if you ditch it, okay. I don't think the students are going to care anyway. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, Kapafi said educators will never be able to detect the use of AI in homework, which is true, and that detectors don't work and are doomed to fail. He cited Google's Nano's Pro, showcasing how it can complete exam problems correctly while mimicking students' handwriting. You see there? And to be fair, I knew this from last year. I basically saw I think it was like a quick YouTube short actually, and how the person was actually was a uni student, but he was saying like, oh, obviously the uni had apparently these AI systems where it could detect it, but then you could even prompt it, oh, make it sound like me, as in this is how I usually write an essay, so just do it in my kind of style. Like you can trick it. That's the thing as well. People can trick systems. So yeah, I just yeah. He cited. Okay, no, I've already read that. So let's carry on with the read. Kapafi proposed moving graded work to in-school settings over take-home assignments, while embracing AI as a learning companion outside of school. Okay, I think that's a really good approach actually. I think this is where I do kind of agree. I think when it comes from my interpretation, like moving graded work to in-school settings, is to have more. Well, I don't know how they're going to do that then. If they're going to need to do homework, are they going to need their parent to look at the work? And if the parent doesn't know, does the parent just go on ChatGPT and stuff and get answers? Like, how are they actually going to be learning if they are using AI in that way? If that makes sense, I don't think that's good. But I generally would love them to learn about the ethical ways and how they can implement it into their if they want to get in their creative zone. So it is a really the more I think about it, I'm like, okay, they would definitely have to do their homework because obviously it's more of the every school especially where I live, most schools' ethos is to basically set homework. But then is it gonna be? I mean, you can definitely do handwritten homework. I mean, I was growing up, obviously you had to do handwritten homework. Cool, but there's always ways to get the answer. You either ask your parent, or you know, if you were lucky, you could have a computer and use the internet and stuff like that. But it's a it's a funny one. He said, so let's carry on. He said educators' goal in the AI age should be for students to be proficient in the use of AI, but also able to exist without it. Ah, okay, this is a really good sentence. Yes, let's really proficient in the use of AI, but also able to exist without it. This is really key. Actually, I think this has to actually apply for all of us as well. I think we generally gonna have to be proficient with AI. Use it in our life because it's going to happen. Like the video that I did yesterday was ChatGPT's health. Even though people were asking about, you know, how they could probably lose weight and how they could better themselves. Yeah, and that was before they've introduced ChatGPT Health. Like, so proficient in the use of AI, yes. You know, it has to be second nature. Just like the mobile phones and internet, it's really needed in this world. Can you live without it? Maybe. If you just wanted to be isolated and in the forest and that, and you just wanted to live, with like just literally tins of food and you go to your shop that's at least 10 miles away from your house, go ahead. But I think now, which is it's kind of sad really, but it is what it is. We need mobiles, we need internet to really communicate. Those are the gone are the days where you can just go and write letters and you know like write letters that have meaning or generally talk to people. Those days, I generally believe are gone. When I mean talk to people, I mean like have authentic conversations. You know, most I generally believe people can't talk properly anyway. I'll be honest with you, because if you talk to the average person, it's not real communication. The only real communication I actually see is with the older generation. I have to give it to them because I feel like that's the art of speaking of, as in, good handshake, good eye contact, stuff like that. And I think because most people are just so used to it on their phones and used to it on the internet, they've kind of lost that, you know. And yeah, probably, it will probably well. Actually, there's I need to do a video about this. There's kind of like a trend going on with people going back in time, as in like they're getting like can I say the flip phones, DVD players. I mean, that's a whole video right there waiting to be done actually. So that's definitely like a clip in I need to do. But people have just had enough. People have generally had enough. People are deleting social media. It's like because of AI. I generally believe because there's a shift going on in AI. I think people are gonna actually you're gonna have two extremes that people are gonna be using AI, and you're gonna have the other extreme that people ain't gonna be using it. I generally believe it because people have had enough. Obviously, we're going back to the products as well, where people are wanna having that what's it? Oh, what's that word? I bloody forgot it now. But when people feel like they want to just be resembling the past of an old product, for example, I remember having like what do you call it? What was it? iPad or whatever, or the when you listen to obviously music with the I think it was the iPad or whatever. But anyway, it's been that long, and I think the authenticity of like trying to get music onto it and can transferring the music. It was that love and that mission. Now you can just get music. Bloody hell, forget that. Get music. You can create your own music with a couple of words. So all of that, like everything's just changing. And going back to the main thing with this video is like with schools are gonna have to be proficient in it. But can they exist without it? Because I'm telling you now, most of these students are going to be always using AI. Now, just the way that different generations have grown up with a certain social media. So, say, for example, I think my generation was born in like the Facebook. Well, I grew up on. Well, actually, no, I grew up on. Well, this is quite interesting now. I'm thinking actually. So, just so people. Oh, God, people are going to know my age. But I So when I was growing up, I was playing Kingdom Hearts 2, Dragon Ball Z. So you get the idea of the games I was playing. Um, oh no, I was playing Kingdom Hearts 1, but we had to obviously borrow it from a friend, or we used to go to their house, and then Kingdom Hearts 2, yeah, that was on PS2. So on PS3, I can't even remember now, but yeah. And we, oh no, 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 now I'm really going back. We had, obviously I played the PS1, obviously, yo, yeah, yeah, I'm showing my age, so I'm going to leave that there, guys. But what I'm trying to say is, certain generations grew up on certain products or certain social media, and this generation now, the young generation, they're growing up on the internet, mobile phones, and AI. So let me say that again: internet, mobile phones, social media, I should have said, and AI. All four more or less link, but it's that generation now of everything's in speed. Yeah, everything's just quick access, quick everything. So people, I'm telling you, young generations can't even exist without their mobile phones for 5 minutes. If that battery's gone, their whole life is gone. You know what I mean? Let's continue the last paragraph. AI has accelerated much faster than schools can prepare for. I just mentioned about speed, everything is just fast. Turning the entire education system on its head without a clear roadmap for how to navigate. First of all, before I even continue actually reading, this is what really peed me off actually. And people knew in where I'm living, as in school systems and stuff like that, they know that AI was here. I don't know why they didn't have an efficient roadmap to get stuff sorted. At least have some type of basic roadmap, and it could have probably guided schools in a better thing. And I'm telling you now, because AI has gone so quickly, one, they're definitely not going to catch up. Two, it's a losing battle. You know, it is really a losing battle. Anyway, let's continue to read. Let me just read that again. So, AI has accelerated much faster than schools can prepare for, turning the entire education system on its head without a clear roadmap for how to navigate the changes, with mixed opinions of the tech and implementations varying massively. It's going to take a major effort to rewire schools for generations growing up with AI. Listen, these last sentences it's never going to happen. They can't rewire schools. It's over. It's over. It is generally over. I can't describe. Listen, you, whatever you can't, I always say this, whatever you couldn't do 5, 10 years ago, you can do now with AI with a couple of fingers. And you're saying the young people can't do that. They are illiterate, no, it's not illiterate, but you know what I mean. They are very knowledgeable on how to use the internet, mobile phones, etc., social media. So you're telling me now you gave a generation AI that involves their kind of, how can I say, it involves them in a better way. When I mean better, I mean like they can do so much things quicker. Nah, you can never rewire schools now. It is over. I'm telling you, it is done. It's finished. Forget about it. All you can do now is just hope for the best. Hope for the best that the students learn what they need to learn. And I think education is important, but it's gotta be. I mean, to be fair, if it was up to me, and I'm gonna be doing a video about this, is how schools should be changed. But yeah, it's all frigged up, to be fair. So anyway, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. Stay safe and peace.